Have you ever stood at a crossroads, not of roads, but of moments? Those tiny decisions that don't seem like much at the time, but later, you look back and realize they changed everything. Today, we'll explore that very idea through the story of a boy named Oliver. And as you listen, remember, stories like this aren't just windows into wisdom. They're also a wonderful way to improve your English. You'll hear new vocabulary, natural expressions, and the rhythm of storytelling in a way that's easy to follow. So you're not only reflecting on life, you're sharpening your language skills too. Our story begins in a quiet little town where Oliver lived. He was thoughtful, curious, but like many of us, he believed that only the big dramatic events truly shaped who we became. Things like moving to a new city, winning a big competition, or choosing a career. The small decisions, he thought they hardly mattered. One sunny afternoon, Oliver was walking home from school. As he passed through the town square, he noticed a faded flyer tacked to an old oak tree. It advertised a community gardening club. He paused for a second. Gardening? That wasn't really his thing. His first instinct was to keep walking, to brush it off as unimportant. But a small flicker of curiosity whispered inside him, "What if you tried?" For a moment he stood still, wrestling with the choice. He could ignore it and go home like always, or he could take a chance. With a small, almost careless movement, he reached out, tore off one of the tabs with the meeting details, and slipped it into his pocket. That single, simple choice would change his life. At the first meeting, Oliver met Mr. Fitzwilliam, an elderly man with weathered hands that looked as if they had grown roots of their own. Mr. Fitzwilliam didn't just talk about planting seeds. He spoke of patience, of tending with care, of trusting that what's invisible today might become extraordinary tomorrow. Oliver was assigned a small patch of dry, stubborn soil. His first task was to choose what to plant. On one hand, he could choose bright flowers that would bloom quickly, giving him instant results. On the other, Mr. Fitzwilliam showed him a packet of seeds for a Japanese maple tree. "This one," the old man said, his eyes twinkling, "will take time. You won't see much at first, but if you care for it, one day it will stand taller than you, and its beauty will be unlike anything else here." Oliver hesitated. Flowers would give him something to show right away. A tree? That sounded like endless waiting. But something in Mr. Fitzwilliam's voice made him pause. Slowly, he picked the Japanese maple. Every day after school, Oliver faced a new decision: run off to play with friends or stop by his garden. Again and again, he chose the garden. He watered the soil. He pulled out stubborn weeds. He protected the fragile sprout from pests. Weeks turned into months. The sapling grew so slowly that it almost felt like nothing was happening. His friends teased him. "Why are you wasting time on that twig? Come play." Oliver laughed with them sometimes, but when he was alone, doubt gnawed at him. Maybe they're right. Maybe I made the wrong choice. One evening, after another long day of pulling weeds, Oliver slumped on the bench beside Mr. Fitzwilliam. "It's not working," he said quietly. "I take care of it every day, but it still looks so small. What if it never grows?" The old man smiled and pointed toward a mighty oak tree that spread its branches across the sky. "That oak," he said, "was once smaller than your maple. Do you think it grew overnight? No, Oliver. It grew through thousands of small, quiet choices, drinking sunlight, taking in rain, standing firm against winds. Little by little, it became what you see now. Your life works the same way. The grand picture is built by small choices no one notices at first. Those words sank deep into Oliver's heart. From then on, he began to see his garden differently. The maple wasn't just a tree, it was a reflection of his own life. The choice to study a little longer was like watering a seed of knowledge. The choice to help a classmate instead of ignoring them was like adding nutrients to the soil of friendship. The choice to sketch the tree's branches each week, even when he didn't feel inspired, was like pulling weeds from his creativity. Years passed. The Japanese maple grew into a dazzling tree, its leaves blazing red and orange every autumn, admired by everyone in town. But more importantly, Oliver had grown too. That small choice to join the gardening club had shaped his path. His daily sketches of the maple had nurtured a passion for art. His patience in the garden had turned into discipline in his studies. And his belief in small, steady effort had made him resilient in the face of challenges. Oliver realized something profound. Our lives are mosaics made of countless tiny tiles. Each tile, each choice might seem insignificant on its own, but step back and you see that together they form the masterpiece of who we are. So the next time you face a small decision, whether to study a little longer, to be kind when it's easier not to practice instead of procrastinate, remember Oliver and his maple tree. Remember that you are the gardener of your own life. Every choice is a seed. Every seed, if cared for, shapes the landscape of your future. And for those of you learning English, remember, every word you practice, every story you listen to, every small step counts. Just like Oliver's tree, your skills will grow if you nurture them patiently. Thank you for joining us today on Life and Tales. If Oliver's story touched you, let it inspire your own choices, because even the smallest action you take after this video could shape the path ahead. If this story resonated with you, please make the small choice right now to give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who needs encouragement, and leave a comment telling us about one small decision that changed your life. And of course, subscribe for more stories, because sometimes the smallest choice, like clicking that button, can open the door to big changes. Until next time, tend your garden well.